a streak of white hair, a different kind of mother, and a story of courage in the whispers of a small town. Welcome to Isabella's world, where being different isn't a weakness, but a strength. Can a young girl break through prejudice and find her own voice? Welcome to Tales Revealed. Let's get started.
Hey friends, I'm Isabella. I live in a small town in northern Spain. The day I was born, my dad was shocked to see that I had a patch of white hair right in the center. Let me see her. Oh wow, my mom had a white patch too. We've been blessed by Mother Nature, Mom said proudly. She was unlike any other mom in town, superstitious and deeply connected to nature's healing powers. To protect me from the evil eye, she'd cleanse our house with sage smoke and make me wear all sorts of charms. But Dad? He had enough of it. He left when I was just 5. Because of Mom's beliefs and my unusual hair, the townsfolk treated us differently. They whispered behind our backs and called us witches. But I always thought they were fools. Mom was the kindest person I knew, and she never let their words get to her. I didn't care either, until 7th grade. That's when everything changed. I had a crush on a guy at school, Nathan. He was charming, athletic, and had the kind of smile that made my heart skip a beat. When I told Mom, she gave me a charm bracelet. "Sweetie, take this for extra luck. Now go ask him out." So I did, but instead of a sweet response, Nathan laughed in my face. "In your dreams, Grandma! Why would I like a freak?" The words stung. "You could have just said no, jerk!" But Nathan wasn't done. "Oh no, did I make you mad? What are you gonna do now? Ask Mommy to turn me into a frog? Brew a love potion?" I saw red. Without thinking, I lunged at him. We both ended up in detention. "You're such a witch," he sneered. I smirked. "Oh, yes, I am. And you know what we do with people who know our secret? We curse them in their sleep. See you tonight, Nathan." The very next day, something bizarre happened. Nathan was absent. His friends spread the news that he'd come down with chickenpox overnight. Suddenly people started looking at me like I'd actually cursed him. "Guess he should have gotten vaccinated," I joked. No one laughed. Instead, they avoided me like I had horns growing out of my head. I was fuming by the time I got home. "Mom, can't we just move away? I hate how people see us." Mom smiled gently. "What's important is how you see yourself, love. We don't run away from our problems." "Easy for you to say. You don't have to go to school every day." Stomped out of the car, only to get hit in the face with a ball of snow. Mom grinned at me. Before I knew it, we were having a full-on snowball fight, laughing until we collapsed into the snow. "Say it. You know you want to," Mom teased. I sighed, then smiled. "Fine. You're the best mom ever." I could never stay mad at her for too long. But soon, my problems at school got worse. The few friends I had started drifting away because of Mom. She'd gift them charms, do tarot readings for them, and their parents weren't having it. At a parent-teacher meeting, she climbed onto a desk. "The vibes in this room are so negative. Let me cleanse the aura first." She lit sage and chanted. Parents screamed and fled. That was it. From that day forward, I was the school's official outcast. I had to make a change. In high school, I told Mom I'd be taking the bus. No more pickups or drop-offs. On my first day, I walked into the hallway and saw a girl dressed in goth clothes grabbing Nathan by the collar. "Don't mess with me, punk. You think you're cool for making fun of me? I'll make you scream for your mommy." When she finally let go, I couldn't help but clap. That was awesome. Finally, someone put him in his place. Someone sneered. "I guess she's a witch just like you. Did you two go to the same summer camp for witches?" I smirked. "Hey, do you hear that? That's the sound of me not caring." Everyone laughed. Nathan turned red and stormed off. The goth girl grinned. "I'm Luna, and I love your hair. You look like a rock star." OMG. No one had ever complimented my hair before. That was the beginning of our friendship. Luna was everything I wasn't. Bold, fearless, and effortlessly cool. She quickly became popular, and by association, I got a taste of it too. One day, while walking home together, she stopped in front of a massive mansion. "Wait, you live here?" I asked, stunned. She just shrugged. At school, Luna was perfect, acing classes, turning heads with her style. I felt lucky to be her friend. But then, Mom happened. She showed up at school unannounced. I wanted to run before Luna could see her, but it was too late. Mom started talking to her. Then she offered to read her palm. "Mom, can we go? Luna's not into that stuff." "Actually, I'd love to," Luna said. Mom studied her palm. "I see hardship, but also something wonderful. You'll make it big one day. Just trust that." Hardship? Luna lived in a mansion. What was Mom talking about? Mom offered Luna a ride home, and when we arrived, she suddenly said, "Oh, I've been here before. Your mom buys my candles. She never mentioned having kids." Luna's face darkened. "I guess she's not proud of me." She got out without another word. Something didn't add up. After that day, Luna and I grew closer. She started coming over for sleepovers, and for the first time, I had a friend who didn't find my mom weird. In fact, she actually enjoyed my mom's company. For a while, things were good. I wasn't alone anymore. But happiness never lasted long in my life. A few days later, I had a recital at school. I'd spent weeks preparing for it. My performance was going smoothly until my mom burst into the auditorium, looking frantic. "Isabella, you left the house without being blessed." "Oh, no." Before I could react, Mom pulled out a bundle of sage, lit it, and started circling me right there on stage. Thick smoke swirled around us, and then, beep, beep, beep. The fire alarms blared, sprinklers exploded overhead, and suddenly the entire auditorium was in chaos. Kids were screaming, teachers were rushing around, and I just stood there, drenched and humiliated. Mom looked around at the disaster she'd caused and smiled sheepishly. "Well, that was just a false alarm. Sorry, folks." I couldn't believe this was happening. "Mom, are you completely crazy? You ruined everything. Everyone is staring at us." She chuckled. "Honey, aren't you overreacting a little? No one will even remember this tomorrow." "Overreacting?" My voice rose in frustration. "Gosh, Mom, you really don't get it. You do weird things and it makes people avoid me. No one here forgets. We'll be hearing about this till the end of high school. Sometimes, I wish you'd just be more normal." The words slipped out before I could stop them. For a second, I saw the hurt flash across her face, but I was too angry to take them back. That weekend, I barely spoke to her, and when Monday came, I dreaded going to school. As expected, people whispered and snickered as I walked through the halls. Then, just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Nathan appeared out of nowhere with a smirk. "Wow, Isabella, amazing that you can still show your face after your psycho mom's little stunt." Before I could even react, Luna stepped forward and shoved him. "Buzz off, jerk! Don't talk about her mom like that. She's 10 times the person you'll ever be." Nathan scoffed. "Yeah? 10 times crazier." Luna didn't hesitate. "Better crazy than a loser. Seriously, dude, no one cares what you think. Get a life." For once, Nathan was speechless. He scowled and walked away, and I turned to Luna, feeling grateful beyond words. "Thanks," I murmured. She grinned. "What are friends for?" But despite having her by my side, I couldn't shake the embarrassment. At home, I distanced myself from Mom. I just wanted to turn 18 and leave this place, and maybe even leave her behind too. As the school term neared its end, we were preparing for the annual talent show. Luna and I had teamed up for a dance-off, and for once, I was genuinely excited. But one afternoon, something happened that changed everything. During recess, I realized I'd left my lunch in the classroom. I ran back to grab it, but when I opened the door, I froze. Luna was standing next to the class monitor's desk, pulling money out of her bag. "Luna?" My voice barely came out. She flinched and spun around. I found it on the floor. It must have fallen out of her bag. I was just putting it back." Before I could process what she was saying, the door slammed open again. "Nathan!" His eyes widened, and then he grinned. "Oh my God! Thieves!" he shouted at the top of his lungs. Within seconds, other students crowded around the door, staring at us. Nathan pointed dramatically. "I caught them red-handed!" Panic surged in my chest. "No, wait! This isn't what it looks like!" But it was too late. Luna and I were dragged to the principal's office. Our parents were called, but only my mom showed up. "Stealing? That's impossible," she said firmly. My daughter would never do such a thing, and I can vouch for Luna too. You better check that Nathan kid. He's always been trouble. And what a coincidence that he caught them. Mom took my hand and squeezed it gently. And just like that, my anger toward her melted. I'd been such a jerk to her, but she still had my back. She reached out and softly touched Luna's head. Luna started crying. I can't lie about this anymore, she choked out. I did steal the money earlier today when everyone went to gym class. But I realized I was wrong, so during recess I was putting it back. That's when Isabella walked in, and then Nathan saw us. She didn't steal anything. It was me, and I'm so sorry. Silence filled the room. The principal sighed. Thank you for telling the truth, Luna, but there will be consequences. I was sent back to class while Luna stayed behind. She didn't return for the rest of the day. After school, I decided to go to her house, but when I knocked on the door, a woman answered and frowned at me. Luna? She doesn't live here. She just comes by sometimes to mow the lawn.
My stomach dropped. Then, where does she live? The woman hesitated, but then gave me an address. I rushed over and found Luna sitting on the steps of an old, run-down building. Luna? I called, breathless. She looked up in shock. What are you doing here? I folded my arms. What are you doing here? Is this where you live? Who even are you, Luna? Why did you lie about living in that mansion? She exhaled and ran a hand through her hair. I never said I lived there. I just never corrected you. Why? I demanded. Luna looked away. Because I don't have a home, Isabella. I'm a foster kid. I felt my heart drop. But why didn't you tell me? I asked. And you always wear nice clothes and shoes. If you think I steal regularly, I don't, she interrupted. I work part-time, I shop at thrift stores, and I only took the money today because I needed a costume for the talent show. It was stupid and wrong. But I never told you about me because I didn't want your pity. I just wanted to fit in. Tears stung my eyes. I sat down beside her and hugged her tightly. I don't care where you're from, Luna. You're my best friend. She sniffled. If it weren't for your mom, I would have been expelled today. I blinked. What? She nodded. Your mom convinced the principal to give me another chance. Instead of expelling me, they only suspended me for a week. I stared at her, then felt the worst guilt I'd ever felt in my life. I ran home, and the moment I saw Mom, I hugged her as tightly as I could. I'm such an idiot, Mom. I'm so sorry. I was so awful to you. You know I love you, right? Mom smiled gently. Yes, sweetheart, I know. And for the first time in a long time, I felt safe. On the day of the talent show, I was really nervous about dancing alone. My hands were cold, and my heart was pounding as I waited backstage. But just as I was about to step onto the stage, I heard a familiar voice behind me. You're not dancing alone. I turned around, and there she was, Luna, standing next to Mom with a big grin. You're here! I gasped, taking in her appearance. Her hair looked amazing, neatly styled and shining under the stage lights. And the hair looks awesome, I added. Wow, Luna laughed. I did the hair, and I'm here because your mom got me the dress and convinced the principal to let me participate. I turned to Mom, eyes wide. You did that? She just smiled and winked. Overwhelmed with happiness, I pulled them both into a tight hug. Just as we were soaking in the moment, a loud, irritated voice cut through the air. Oh my God, you aren't expelled? I'll have to take it up with the school board, Nathan sneered from behind us. Mom turned to him and narrowed her eyes. Zip it, kid. Nathan scoffed, but as he took a step back, he suddenly tripped over something and landed flat on his butt. His face turned bright red as he scrambled to get up. You're all witches, he shouted, his voice slightly shaking. Mom smirked. When did I say we weren't? Luna and I burst out laughing as Nathan hurried away, muttering under his breath. With that final bit of entertainment out of the way, I took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage. No matter what happened next, I knew I wasn't alone.
If you loved this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And hey, don't miss the video that's right here on your screen. It's one you won't want to skip. See you in the next one.